First things first, I owe you an apology. I missed last Sunday's episode. I know, I can already feel the judgment through the headphones. But in my defence, it was Easter weekend. Life got busy, there was travelling, family, and chaos. And somewhere in the middle of all of that, the podcast just didn't happen. It wasn't even a dramatic decision. It was one of those moments where you look at everything you've got going on and think, yeah, not today. So I am sorry, but to make up for it, this episode is longer. So really, if you think about it, you're getting better value. This is basically emotional compensation, a buy one get one free situation, but in a podcast form. You're welcome. Before we get into it, if you're not following already, go follow on Spotify. It genuinely helps more than you think. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit subscribe. I don't fully understand the algorithm, but apparently it decides everything now. So just do your part. Right, let's talk about Easter. Because what actually happened this year? I feel like we've collectively lost the plot. Easter used to be the calmest holiday of the year. No pressure, no expectations, just vibes. It was the one time where everyone just accepted chocolate as a personality trait for 48 hours and moved on. You'd wake up, maybe there'd be an egg at the end of your bed if your parents were feeling organised. You'd eat half of it before 10 a.m, feel slightly sick, have a roast dinner, maybe see some family, and that was it. That was Easter. Simple, peaceful, predictable. Now it's like we've accidentally turned it into Christmas's little overachieving sibling. I'm seeing full-on gift setups, not just chocolate, no. We've got toys, we've got outfits, we've got themed baskets that look like they've been curated by a lifestyle influencer who hasn't known peace since 2016. I saw one mum online do an Easter egg haul for a kid. A haul for Easter. The child had more gifts than I got for my birthday last year. There were trainers involved. Trainers for Easter. At that point, I had to sit back and think, is this still about Jesus or are we just freestyling now? And the thing is, it's not even just one or two people doing it. It's become an actual thing. Parents are competing without admitting they're competing. And everyone's just like, oh no, it's just a little something. A little something? The basket has layers. There's organisation. There's thought. There's probably a Pinterest board behind it. Meanwhile, when I was younger, the only theme we had was whatever Easter egg was on offer at Tesco. Now kids are waking up to what looks like a PR package. I'm surprised there's not a ring light set up so they can film their reaction. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm unboxing Easter. It's just too much. And don't get me wrong, I get it. People want to make things special for their kids, and that's lovely. But at the same time, we've escalated. Massively. Because now, what happens next year? You can't go backwards. You can't suddenly be like, right, this year you're getting one Easter egg and emotional growth. They'll report you. You've set the standard now. You're stuck in it. And the kids don't even fully appreciate it yet. They've opened everything in about 6 minutes, play with one thing, and then they go back to watching YouTube like nothing happened. Meanwhile, you spent a small fortune and mentally exhausted yourself trying to make it magical. Also, don't even get me started on the Easter egg prices this year. Why are they so expensive? It's hollow chocolate. Hollow. You are paying premium prices for air. There is more packaging than product. You open it and it's like, oh, okay, that's it then. And the little bar they put inside? Disrespectful. Honestly, that's not a bonus, that's an apology. Anyway, speaking of Easter, we spent ours in Scotland. We went up to visit the brother-in-law and the sister-in-law because they've come back from Dubai at the moment due to, well, everything going on in the world right now. Which is mad when you think about it. You can't even just live somewhere peacefully anymore without global politics tapping you on the shoulder. And I'm not even going to pretend I fully understand what's happening. All I know is every time I check my phone, there's a new headline. Something's kicking off somewhere, and somehow Donald Trump is still being mentioned. That man is like a background character in every global situation. He could appear in a weather report, and I wouldn't even question it. Bit cloudy today, slight chance of rain, and Donald Trump has issued a statement. Of course he has. We arrive in Scotland after 6 hours of driving, Toddler happily chatting and singing in the back like they've been driving the whole time. Honestly, the kid was great. Best travel companion ever. Completely calm, entertained, the kind of energy you dream about when you're bracing yourself for road trip meltdowns. Now let's talk about the hotel, because this is where things really turn. And here's the thing, we stop at this hotel every time we go to Scotland. It's our usual, familiar, reliable, the kind of place where you know the bar works, the restaurant works, and nothing ever surprises you. You feel like you could nap in the lobby and they wouldn't even notice. So you can imagine my surprise when we arrive this time and find out the restaurant closed, the bar also closed, both at the same time. No warning, no email, no polite post-it on the front desk, just closed. But luckily there's a lot around the area, so another pub was only a 5-minute walk away. Crisis averted. And then we get to reception, and my toddler's head gravitates towards the fire extinguisher, like some tiny, determined magnet has taken over his skull. Slow motion, of course. The lobby goes quiet, while he takes a full second, or what feels like an eternity, to register what just happened. His little eyes widened. Then there's a pause. Everyone in the lobby is holding their breath. And then he kicks off. Full-on, dramatic meltdown mode. Squeals echoing like a tiny banshee. I swear if anyone had filmed it, it would have gone viral. Magnetic head, suspenseful pause, full meltdown, wobbly extinguisher, horrified but amused hotel guests. And me, exhausted, realising my parenting career is officially slapstick comedy. Anyway, we get settled in, get to our room, and go out for dinner. But the next morning it gets better, because I go for a shower. I turn it on and the water starts coming through the light fixtures. The light, not the ceiling, the actual bulb. At that point, I just stood there questioning everything. Is this safe? Is this how I go out? Because I'm not being funny, but getting electrocuted in a hotel room in Scotland on Easter weekend is not how I imagine things ending. But I will say though, nothing wakes you up faster than the possibility of being electrocuted before breakfast. Meanwhile, the tiny human's bouncing around the room like a caffeinated marshmallow. He's been so excited he didn't sleep a wink all night. Not sure if it was the anticipation of the trip or the hit on the head from the fire extinguisher at reception. Either way, the chaos energy levels are at 100%. Then we go to this 40th birthday party. I'm chilling with a beer, minding my own business. Absolutely thriving. And then, boom. Do you want to be a godparent? I'm sorry. What? No build-up, no warning. Not even a, have you considered a career in spiritual guidance? Just straight into, mid-sip. I don't even think I swallowed that beer yet. And in that moment, you can't say no, can you? You're holding a drink, everyone's smiling, it's a party. Socially, you're trapped. So I'm like, yeah, of course. As if I've been preparing for this my whole life. And then I find out the ceremony is the next day. The next day. No time to reflect, no time to Google what does a godparent actually do. I barely processed becoming an actual parent. So now, not only am I a godparent, I'm an international godparent. This is cross-border commitment. I've gone global overnight, spiritually promoted with immediate start. Honestly, I'm choosing to see this as a compliment. Somewhere along the line, people looked at me, mid-beer, probably chatting nonsense, and thought, yeah, that's the one. Strong moral compass. I used to wake up doing the walk of shame from hotels. Now I'm doing it into a church. That's growth. Rapid, unexpected, next day, international growth. But honestly, jokes aside, it really does mean a lot. I feel genuinely honoured to have been asked, even if it completely caught me off guard. But thank you for trusting me with something so important. I'll do my best to be someone they can look up to. Or at the very least, someone who can make them laugh. And apparently that starts immediately, because that leads us nicely into Easter Sunday. Obviously, now I'm involved, I've got duties, I'm basically on the team. So we go to the service. First of all, it was packed. Like proper packed. People showed up. It had Christmas energy. And I was like, oh, this is serious. People have been preparing for this. And then the priest starts coming down the aisle with his holy water. And for some reason, he locks eyes with me. You know when someone looks at you and you just know you've been selected? Yeah, that. Time slows down. In my head, I'm like, stay calm, act natural, look holy, think holy thoughts. What are holy thoughts? The next thing I know, bang, holy water, direct hit in my eye. Not a sprinkle, not a light blessing. This was targeted. This was a warning shot. This man didn't bless me, he cleansed me. Aggressively. I swear he gave me extra. Like he looked at me and thought, right, we're going to need the premium package here. I walked into the baptism blinking like I'd just opened my eyes in a swimming pool. Everyone else is feeling spiritually renewed. I'm there trying to casually rinse my eyeball out with a bottle of Evian, like I've just come out of a rave. Stood there trying to play it cool as well, like this is part of the process. Yeah, this is normal. Bit of light eye cleansing before we begin. But to be fair, it was lovely, very immersive. You don't just attend, you participate, whether you want to or not. And that's kind of how life feels right now, isn't it? Because the world is also getting dragged into things you didn't sign up for. Prices rising, check. Global politics, double check. Because when I'm over here accidentally getting baptised in the eyeball and nearly electrocuted in a hotel shower, the UK is doing its usual thing of being expensive. We're already in full-on, how did this cost that, inflation season. Like budget Tesco receipts are now modern art, and now someone mentions Iran and oil, and the whole country collectively whispers, oh great. So here's how I presume it works. About 20% of the world's oil goes through that tiny waterway that sounds like a mobile phone you can only get on eBay. When there's trouble there, markets go nuts, and gas stations here in the UK go even nuttier. Imagine someone shouted 3 full-sized chocolate Easter pigs at the petrol station. Suddenly everyone's panic buying fuel and treats while questioning their life choices. That's exactly the level of madness our oil anxiety has reached. Petrol prices spike and your hatchback feels like a Rolls Royce. You fill up and think, great, I've funded an international crisis. Meanwhile, inflation is like that annoying background hum you try to ignore but you never can. You go to Tesco for your essentials and the receipt looks at you like you've just brought a small yacht. And of course, because we're British, the official response is calm, courteous and utterly useless. Supplies are stable, no need to panic. Which in the UK means everyone panics slightly, politely, while maintaining eye contact and offering apologies to the fuel pump. And on top of that, the political commentary isn't helping. Trump posted on Truth Social saying Iran had until Tuesday to behave, complete with all caps, threats and colourful language. Hours later, he was talking about productive conversations and ceasefires. It's like a married couple arguing in public. Threats, apologies, more threats, and the UK is just standing there with a trolley full of bread, wondering if this is going to affect petrol or Easter eggs. Nobody knows when it's going to end. Every week brings a new tweet or a new deadline, a new threat, and the whole country collectively shrugs, half confused, half angry, all tapping the debit cards. And the UK government will say things like, we are monitoring the situation, which basically means, yes, we see it too, but fixing it isn't simple. So everything just continues. So that's Easter, that's life, that's 2026. The world's chaotic, expensive, and utterly ridiculous. Petrol prices go up, chocolate costs a small fortune, and somewhere someone is arguing on social media about the fate of the Middle East like it's a game of Monopoly. And somehow we survive, we find laughter in the madness, a little joy in the nonsense, and the occasional moment that makes all of it worth it, because that's really the point. Life doesn't make sense, but we keep going anyway. Right, so that's Sunday's missed episode. I hope you enjoyed it, even if it was just me talking nonsense for a bit. And before I go, just a quick one for next week. If you've had anything ridiculous, confusing or slightly unhinged happen to you lately, which, let's be honest, is basically guaranteed, get involved, seriously, don't hold back. If you're listening on Spotify, drop a comment on this episode, and if you're watching on YouTube, comment there. I want to hear from you. I want the weird, the funny, the how did this even happen to me moments. Anyway, that's episode 13. I'm back, and we move. If you made it this far, thanks a lot. Don't forget to follow, subscribe or do whatever it is you do to make sure you catch the next one. I'll be back next Sunday, probably. No promises. Alright, love you. Bye.